You know, for years and years, I've been talking about a perfect storm. And for a long time, it looked like a lot of the pressures were coming overseas, and then this storm hit on shore, and we've been so busy here that we've forgotten some of the other pieces that are factors in a pressure cooker that is trying to really push down and bear down on our country. We have Russia, but another country that we're not hearing too much about right now, equally as dangerous, if not more so, Iran. How big of a threat is Iran to the U.S. and the rest of the world? In Berkeley, California, Bob Baer. Bob is a former CIA operative and author of a brand new book, The Devil We Know, dealing with the new Iranian superpower, now in paperback. Let me start here with Pan Am and the Lockerbie bombing. You believe that Iran was actually behind this, do you not?
Oh, absolutely. I've got no doubt in my mind Iran was. Look, Glenn, what happened in '92? Clinton wanted a victory with terrorism. So he went to the FBI and the Department of Justice and said, look, I think we get the Libyans to court. Can you make a case? The FBI scrambled to make a case, but along the way, the prosecutors in the FBI dropped the Iranian angle. It was very clear. This isn't conspiracy theory territory, Glenn, at all. I mean, we know the day it was contracted, in the place in Beirut, we know what happened, we know how the bomb got on, but once the Department of Justice took over, it wanted a case, and all this intelligence and these facts we knew were cast aside so they could have a strong case.
Bob, let me...
And in the meantime...
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, in the meantime is the defense minister, the new defense minister in Iran, was involved in Lockerbie.
Okay. Bob, what does it mean that it looks like they may have made a deal for oil? What the heck is happening to us? How do we not live with a serious threat in Iran if everybody's playing footsie with them and everybody else in the Middle East?
Look, Iran for this country has been like a bedtime story. They want to make people feel better about Iran. It's not really a problem. They'll get over their radicalism. It'll be just fine. But for 30 years now, it's just gotten worse. And since this coup d'etat, which happened on the 12th of June with Ahmadinejad, it's a military state. I mean, everybody's getting thrown in jail there, tortured, raped, and the rest
Bob?
of it.
You've been there a million times. You lived amongst these people, unbeknownst to a lot of people. What's going to happen there? What's happening?
Here's the way I look at it, is look at Moscow isn't exactly our friend. What they're going to do is start arming Iran faster and faster. And so that we have a catastrophe in the Persian Gulf, whether it occurs in Afghanistan or Bahrain or Saudi Arabia, there's going to be some sort of fight there, sooner rather than later. Oil gets cut off. Russian oil becomes very expensive, but it's the only major source in the world.
You know, I kind of thought of
reserves.
I kind of thought of this the other day when they made this oil deal with Libya over in England, apparently. I thought, you know, with the United States acting the way she's acting right now and not going after her own natural resources, and the pipeline, Europe making a deal with pipeline over in Russia, I mean, really, what does a country like England, I mean, what do they have going for them? They don't have any oil. They got to get it from someplace. They've got to play a different... I think the world is changing here in front of our eyes.
Now, people are selling out. They only care about the oil. And I mean, they're addicted to oil. We are, too. And everybody in Washington is going to turn a blind eye to these states. And there's some serious problems. I mean, every one of them are not our friends.
Israel going to strike?
I think they will. If I were the Israelis, look at it from their position, not ours, I would strike. I mean, we got troops in the area. They drag us along.
Ramifications of that.
The Gulf gets close. Persian Gulf, we're going to pay $400 for a barrel of oil. You know, I don't know exactly, but something like that. And we get kicked back into a major depression.
Yeah, you imagine what that would do, $400 a barrel oil? I mean, the emergencies that would happen then.
You'd have to move out to Berkeley and ride a bicycle around like me.
No, I think they'd stab me to death out in Berkeley. Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it.
No, I'll protect.
He'll protect
Thanks.
me? Good. He used to be with the CIA. He's one tough dude. Don't mess with him, really. Thanks a lot, Bob.
There are only two ways to win the war.